Froggy.
Palpatine.
Superman's dead, Jim.
Who's Jim?
Olsen.
No!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Puppet Show today. For what? For Superman and Lois, Season 4, the final season, episodes 1 and 2. And it's joining me today to help review is, of course, Froggy.
Yes, tonight I figured we'd go in bubbles. Because the world is a bubble. Or a porthole to your room.
Oh no! I'm in a bubble! I'm suffocating!
Yes, you are suffocating. You're suffocating this live stream.
All right.
For those of you who've missed us, we've missed you. We ran out of ammo.
My name is getting better. All right.
It's great to be back, isn't it?
It is good to be back. It's like the old days.
Yeah, but now I look like a Christmas ornament.
We can hang on Marania's never dying Christmas tree.
That's a nightmare.
Oh my god, yes it is. Let's go ahead and talk about the last season, season 3, ended with Doomsday, made by Lex Luthor. Yes. Oh, you can go ahead and pull it.
I can do that. I actually have mental powers now.
Wow.
Let's look at that though. That face is creepy.
Man,
I guess.
Lovely.
I know, and of course, this is the scene where they're at the barn. The barn's on fire, explosions, and then we get towards the end. Because we get a recap of the fight.
Yep.
And then they're up here. We get the running thing, and they're supposed to kill each other. Then it basically just goes into this then.
Yeah. Bad, death, destruction, and all that jazz.
So while they're doing that, they're fighting. We have Jordan and basically Jonathan dealing with after facts. They don't know.
Grandfather.
Yeah, their grandfather's missing, and they don't know where he is. But Lex Luthor shows up at the Daily Planet, basically harassing Lois, telling her you need to quit. And then she basically finds out that he owns the hotel across the room or across the street. Keep an eye on her. We don't know what's going on, but all we know is that it is weird, and he's got a biker face going on. I'm not liking it.
No,
we can't call him Lex. We call him Luthor.
Yeah,
yo, bro. And he basically wants to make their life miserable. At this point, Lex does not know that Clark Kent is Superman, but yeah. So basically, he's mad because he lost his 16 or 17 years. His daughter wants nothing to do with him.
Yep.
He wants to know where and so he basically kidnaps General Lane. Through the use of last season, Jordan had his grandfather go on a dating app. He met a woman named Grace, but then she tased him. At the end of the episode, and get kidnapped. So they're basically torturing him a little bit. They're not really sure what's going on, but he's just kind of there as they don't even want information on him. All they want to do is basically just Lex calls her and says put one in the head and one in his heart, get rid of him, because Lois disobeyed his orders and he wanted to make and he wanted her to stop reporting, but she's gonna do it anyway. So. But he managed to break free, only get hit in the head by Otis on the way out.
Yeah.
So Lois has the boys searching for their grandfather, basically has Jordan using super hearing to listen. And he does hear him, actually. He hears the kind of like the mumbling, but he gives up. But then later on, he does hear Grace's voice. Because her and Otis are burying,
Phew!
General Lane. They're burying him in the sand, and Lex is there. Lex leaves him there, and Jordan shows up with his mother, which was stupid enough as it is, because why would Lois show up with this Superboy they're calling him? I mean, that's dead weight giving away your secret.
Yeah. But yeah, they dig up. Pardon me.
But,
they dig up Grandpa. He's still alive.
Yep, and it leaves on a cliffhanger on the first episode, basically on what's going on with Clark.
Yeah.
So
Doomsday returns. I hear him.
So then, basically, as we saw, where we left off, there was, there's on the moon, the cape's just ripped there, it's floating there. Superman pretty much is in a fight to his death. He doesn't have his cape anymore, and they are just going at each other. And now it's CG, but it's still good CG though. I can see you guys.
You can't see me.
That is a benefit too. Yes.
But the frog sees me. He knows exactly what I'm doing.
I mean, look at the slow motion punching scenes. I mean, there's even a scene where Doomsday punches Clark in the face, and you see the ripple on his face. It's like a Rocky Balboa when you get punched. Like, actually, Apollo Creed. No, he gets knocked out by Rego. Yeah, they are just locked in, and I gotta say, this is the most puppet-looking version of Doomsday I've ever seen.
I approve.
It looks just like you, bro, when you're angry. He gets that demon rage.
That's right. But when you're mad, Froggy.
Yes.
I'll rip out your heart and then step on it.
As we mentioned before, going on this first episode, Lex is basically talking to Lois, telling him, what we told before, quit reporting. But then he sees the pics of the paper, the headline at the Gazette, Superman in Peril. And he's like, that's a great title, He's like, and he kind of leaves. This leaves with basically we see more fighting up in space. And they're basically, it's like Goku versus Frieza fighting in this, like, battling. And he gets knocked into a giant asteroid, and he's sitting there. So he starts, his eyes start glowing, his eyes glowing, and then he does this awesome, but he just lets all his energy out. I mean, everything he sorbed up. Yeah, it's just phenomenal.
But it's not enough.
It's not enough because he ends up getting, basically, as the monster's charging him, the monster comes in, rips his chest, rip and taking his heart out. Literally rips his heart out, bro. It is just gnarly. And then he grabs him, and then while everyone is at the diner, and they'll walk out. And now this is the weird part. What happened to Steele and his daughter?
The daughter is there.
Yeah,
the daughter is a witness.
Yeah, but we don't see Steele because he was not mentioned whatsoever in either episode 1 or episode 2. But yeah, so Doomsday goes back on Earth, and he basically is just holding Clark up by the head, and then drops him, and then roars, and kind of looks at Lois like, if he recognizes. Remember, this is Bizarro Superman, who had his own Lois on his own planet.
Yeah,
and he jumps away. He gives the heart to Lex, who's got a new person who's been helping out. Now it's not Mercy Graves. I don't think it's Mercy.
No,
but you'll recognize her. She's from Kung Fu. She was the villain that was going against the main character all this time. She's the one that killed her own sister.
Yep.
Yep. So she's a new addition. It was great to see her because I missed all the actors and actresses on Kung Fu. But anyway, the other thing is they get the heart, and she makes some mentions like, Milton will do something with this, and
Hurricane.
And no, not the Hurricane. No, but she says Milton, it's Uncle Licks, Milton will have a field day with this, and and he says something in praise of Milton. He's like, oh, don't praise him, how Milton gets. He's a brainiac. For those who don't know, Milton Fine was the post-crisis name and the pre-crisis name of the Brainiac before, so they kind of change. So I hope there is maybe Brainiac, not just a Easter egg, because Brainiac was done well in Krypton, that show, or Krypton, before that, if you're Marlon Brando, Krypton. So there's a name drop of that in the episode, but like in the second episode, it's basically now they take the body to the fortress. I did have a photo, but I don't have it on me right now. But yeah, so they put him in Jordan flies him over there, and we get a cool shot of the cool fortress on the outside, which you normally don't get, but it's really cool. They go inside there, and he basically puts calls out his grandmother. The hologram pops up, and they put Clark in this coffin, this glass coffin thing.
Yeah,
it starts to pod. Yeah, stasis pod, and it starts filling with water, and if you didn't know then, now you know the heart's missing, because she says, "How much I can't really do anything because he's missing a heart." And Jordan is so intrigued. He's like, "I don't care what you have to do. Use all your power to bring my father back to life." And so basically, it's revealed he goes back, talks to Lois at the farm, and he tells Jonathan who's there too, is that basically Dad needs a heart. His heart.
No.
He actually tell him about the heart. He tells tell her that he's in stasis pod. But then he tells Jonathan in secret, the heart,
That's
Dad,
what we need.
Yeah, so we need is a heart. And so then both boys decide to go on their little Hardy adventure, Hardy Boys adventure, doing separate things. Jonathan gets lured to it because he's losing his super hearing, gets lured to, a shipping yard.
Wait. This is after he tries to confront Luthor.
Jordan confronts Luthor at the diner, or some diner, or whatever he's at, and throws him up. And then, of course, this is a key thing, because it'll come to play when Lex talks to Lois afterwards. But Jordan is called into a trap because he's listening for the heartbeat, because he thinks that Lex has got the heartbeat.
Yep. And now
so he follows it. Yeah, it's a shipping yard, and we get to see him using his X-ray vision, as we saw in the previous issue when he was looking for his father who was buried, his grandfather. So now he's looking around, and he gets attacked by these guards. They have basically kryptonite bullets. So the other things going on.
Rays. It's not bullets because it's
same thing. It's the DOD.
But yeah, he lured him with a Superman doll.
Yeah, the heartbeat. No, like Toyman would do. The other thing is that Jonathan, under the basic coercion of Lana's daughter, can't remember what her name is. Sarah says, "Well, hey, Lex is in the diner right now. I'll keep him distracted for 20 minutes. You go and sneak inside his apartment." So before this, though, the scene that's before this all is that basically, they're at the Jonathan and Lois arrive at the Gazette because the alarm was tripped. Jordan's there crying while he failed. He couldn't save, and it's revealed that basically that Lex showed up, used his little ear splitting definition, and crippled him, and then basically stepped on the heart.
But this was with a call to Lois.
Yes,
it was like an AI Clark.
Yeah. It's the Sophie's choice. Just one. If you want to save your son here, you have 3 seconds to choose. Jordan or Jonathan. And she's like, "What?" So she pressed the button. We don't know what button she pressed. Who she chose to save. All we know is that
Lex ultimately, because Jonathan is found by Lana, because Lana gets
saved them.
Speaking to Sarah, and Sarah reveals what happened, and so
Lana
saves Jonathan. And then we have Jordan lying on the ground using that ear splitting device, and he's trying to get his dad's heart.
But we also got to point out that before this even happened, that basically Lois was at the Gazette, saw Luthor going into his apartment building over there, so she ran over, and Jonathan was trying to tell her that, hey, Jordan's doing this, he's going to come clean, but she wouldn't listen. She bulldozed over, she kicked open the door, basically busting the door lock, and confronted him, and that's where Lex reveals, like, hey, your son's an idiot, because now I know that your husband is Superman.
Was
Clark Kent. Or was, in a sense, so that's when she learns about how Jordan confronted Lex the first time at the diner and stuff, and she grounds both of them. Then they both decide to go on their little Hardy adventures. But But yeah, because Lana saves Jonathan later at the end. They go home.
Jordan is stopped by Luthor, like we were saying before.
Exactly. They go back home, and basically like they have a chat with Lois, and it's basically Jordan says, or I guess is like they kind of have like an argument, at least for a little bit for a sec, but afterwards though we get basically Sarah.
You already mentioned that he went to the warehouse looking for the doll, and he was
yeah. So Sarah gets a text message when she's talking to her mother at home, and she says, "Clark Kent's dead. Mr. Kent's dead. Your friend is dead." And like Lana just cries, a lot of sad tears. So I think next episode we're gonna have a funeral.
Yeah, because Luthor, we that's what I was trying to explain. Luthor got Jordan there, and he did that whole call, choose your son to live, but he wasn't killing.
He was pretending. He was pretending to be his Clark. Because Clark showed up Clark. He's using Clark's voice.
We already said that.
No. I'm just saying. I'm saying how clever that was. I like that. Was really cool.
Yeah, but with that choice, he goes ahead. He confronts Jordan right then and there. That ear-splitting device has him on the ground, and he has his dad's heart right there within arm's reach, and he's trying to face it. And Lex tells him, "Listen, I'm not going to kill you, but I have to take something from you." And he steps on the heart, seemingly killing Superman. They do have a little, it's time to say goodbye. They go back to the fortress.
Yep.
And the hollow grandma reveals there's hollow dad.
Well, when we say hollow, I mean hologram. There's like Jor-El, for those who know Superman. Now, Clark had made one a while back, for the boys. I think the beginning of last season, probably, when he did.
Yeah, I don't think they showed us, but yeah, he did.
Yeah. So he recorded, and he's there, and just we get some final goodbyes and stuff. It's gonna be crazy because we also learned that Lois still hasn't gone her. She's still doing her radiation treatments, I guess. She's got a few more. And then she's also got reconstruction surgery coming up, and just like The other thing is that I really thought that that Jonathan was going to show powers in the second episode. The way he looked, so angry. I call it now. He's gonna have powers, whether it's early on in the season or at the very end of the season. They're gonna merge. He's a late bloomer.
And you know what? Pardon me. They're going to reveal basically that Superman was Clark Kent. They're going to. In the news. Because Lois is about to write that story like 15 times.
Yeah. The other cool thing about this is that we got to see flashbacks of Lois meeting Clark, the birth of the twins. We got to see that.
All those emotional moments, yeah.
Yes.
Because it does.
Clark revealing that he's a virgin to Lois in his mom's house. His mom's was in town to give him some privacy. And Lois is like, hey, you want to go upstairs and your own bed? He's like, whoa. He's like, I kind of haven't done the thing. And she's, and then also we got the reveal when he revealed that he's Superman to her. She didn't freak out. Instead, she kissed him. Because which is nice, because for those who watched My Adventures with Superman, we got the complete opposite where she just bitched him out the whole entire episode. It was horrible. Yeah. So honestly, I really like this episode, or these two episodes. I was surprised they dropped 1 and 2. I figured it would be in the final season. They just dropped 1 and let it ride.
No. They're going to go ahead and they're going to do the final 2. I think they'll do a 2-part finale too. Do you think Superman's going to come back?
So here's my thing. I think he will come back because this show has not been like all girl power and like Flash was, where it's girl centric and there's no guys. It hasn't done me like that.
But here's the thing.
It's not Arrowverse. I think that he'll come. I think he will come back. I think Jonathan will get powers. And I think maybe one of the boys will actually be in costume. Maybe, hopefully.
Maybe. We'll have to see. But we want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to ask you to like and comment and subscribe. We want to hear your thoughts, so leave those comments down below. Also,
here's another thought. Maybe Steel will put the Superman symbol on his chest.
Dun dun.
With the cape.
Maybe. He hasn't been in either of these episodes, which is weird.
No, I'm wondering if he's in this.
Something at the end of last season, I can't remember.
I thought him and his daughter were talking about moving, leaving, going sightseeing stuff. That's why I was confused about that girl, if it was her or not. It looked like the same actress, but maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's been so long.
Huh?
It says it's been so long because of the strike.
Oh, right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Can't wait for more Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Remember, only you can start forest fires.
Don't start forest fires. My gosh, how many times do I have to say this, Froggy?